Hello guys, welcome to this video. Today is day 16, season 2 on the water farm. So it's going to start off down here, nothing really new. Just got the shell tanker from the local petrol station filling up the oil tank there. Farmer was a bit reluctant to do it, as obviously, as many of you may know, the prices are a bit expensive right now. So but he thought we may as well get it in. Ready for summer. Nothing new in the shed, and nothing new in front of the shed. And in the shed we've got the lawnmower and quad part up. The bale wrap's been moved there because obviously they'll need to use that in, well, hopefully a couple of weeks if the weather stays good. D6080 parked up, glass rake and the usual stuff. Still parked up in the shed. Then here we have a farmer who has a very similar Land Rover to Tom's, but it isn't Tom. And he's got a push mower, so he's bought that off the farmer's son. So the farmer's son's actually took it on himself to do up an old lawnmower and sell it on. So it's actually just been sitting in the back of the shed there somewhere. So he'd got it finished. It was sort of his project over the winter, and now he's selling it on to this bloke. I think it was one of the ones they had at the other farm. It was either in a shed or just sort of covered in a bush. So he's done it up and he sold it on. So he's just putting that in the boot there. There's a bit of money for the farmer's son there. In the shed, nothing really new. But the 7530 has her linkage on, so it's finally arrived. As you may notice, it's a totally different colour to the tractor itself. So the farmer is asking the farmer's son, can he try and find some John Deere paint for it so it actually matches? Because yes, it looks nice, but you know, it's an obvious colour difference. But if you look at it from afar and imagine it was the right colour, it looks nice. But that's all they're doing to her. They just need to get the right paint. Yeah, so she's looking the part now, and hopefully they get the right paint, because yeah, it's quite obvious. But here we have 7740 on the double bay lifter. So we've got the farmer's son. He's just hopped back in this. He was gonna head to the other farm, but obviously he had to deal with the bloke there and tell him where the lawnmower was, give him the money and what have you. So he's heading off to the other farm to help them move some bales. So basically what they did was, last summer, they just put a bunch of bales against the bank of one of the fields. They just left them there over the winter, as it wasn't a field they really used, but they thought it needed to be cut because the grass was getting long. So they cut the bales and they just left them at the side of the field. So now they're having to dig them out, because actually this year they want to use the field, so they need to dig them out so they don't hit it with a tractor or baler or whatever. So they need to dig them out and move them. So he's heading off there to do that. It shouldn't take him too long, but yeah, just so they can also get ready for summer, which this farm won't be far behind them. And in the shed, got the IS200 and the Keenan feeder parked up. Got the ducks knocking about there. In the silage pit, nothing really new. The silage trailer and buck rig will probably be taken out, just because they need to. I think they're trying to replace the tyres, because as you can see they're only small tyres, and they've got some big, well, they found some big tractor tyres at the other farm, old ones that they're not using, so they're thinking they're going to be better for the pit, so they're going to try and either keep them or sell them ones on and replace them with bigger tractor tyres ones. So they're sort of sorting through the other farm, or near the at the farm, sort of that end of the yard, because they're sort of at the back of the yard, because they've only got one shed, because they don't need that many sheds. But yeah, they're just finding a bunch of old stuff and what have you. looking through hedges and what have you, and apparently in the hedge between the yard and the sheep field there's actually a bit of kit, or some bits of kit in there, so they want to get it out because they clipped it when they were trimming the hedges. Whenever they last did it, they clipped it something metal, so they want to dig through the hedge and see what it is, so that they don't damage the hedgerow anymore, and try and not sort of damage the hedge too much so the sheep get out. But yeah, so we'll probably end up seeing that at some point. And here we have the main man himself, the farmer, in the 3400 telehandler. He's just unloading a bunch of logs off the herbs low loader. So they were clearing the site. They cut down a couple of trees, and some of this is also from the other farm. They're just trying to tidy it up, so they need to keep it here so they can keep it tidy, and then they can, sell it on, cut it up, or take it back to the other farm. So I think they've got a couple more at the other farm, but this lot is mainly some trees they've cut down, some dead trees really. So he's just unloading them there, and they're going to put them somewhere in the yard, and then decide what he's going to do with them then. So I imagine the yard will start filling it with scrap and what have you. As obviously, like I said, they're sorting through the other farm, trying to tidy it up, and try and get rid of all the nettles, all the brambles, all the bushes, make it look tidy, and then you can start putting things on there without losing like trailers and tyres and what have you in bushes. So he's just unloading them there and probably put them in the shed or somewhere in the yard. We've got the telehandler bucket there, and the bale trailer and bale spikes waiting for summer. And in the sheep field, nothing really going on, just all the ewes and lambs enjoying themselves. So we're currently in April when I'm recording this. I believe this will be the last farm video of April. So obviously next month will be May, and then some point in June the lambs will be weaned off. So will the calves. So within the next month and a half, it'll just be the ewes and cows, as the calves need to be weaned off because the bull's going in, and obviously the lambs get weaned off at the same time as them anyway. And then we keep them at the other farm, fatten them up, then sell them on. If they're already fattened up, then we sell them earlier, but not all of them, because some of them are older than the others, so they have a better chance to sort of eat more grass than the others did. But yeah, so nothing really going on in the field. Still barely any grass, but yeah, so they need, I think the farmer was saying he might need a week or two between the sheep being taken out of the field and sort of doing the baling in the fields, as obviously there's not much grass, although there has been a lot of sun recently, which is good, and not that much rain. But that's March and April, so we have no idea what the summer's going to be like. It was the same last year, and then the summer was wet, so yeah, he just doesn't know what he's going to do with the field. So hopefully he can get baling done, and only have to wait a week between them being taken out of the field. But obviously, like I said, he doesn't know that, and I don't know when he starts. It tends to be May, but it could be June this year. He might only do 2 cuts instead of 3, I don't know. We haven't spoken to him yet, but I probably do need to speak to him, just so I can time it right with filming. But yeah, so they're all enjoying themselves there. Then moving on the main road, got black 306. Now I don't know if he's got his car back or if it's his dad or someone driving, but anyway, as you can see, there's a bit of reek coming out of the exhaust, and I imagine this caravan won't be too happy about it, as it is white, so it will show pretty easily on the bonnet there. And they've also got their windows down, so they're definitely gonna probably breathe it in. So I don't imagine they're too happy about that, but it's not every day you see a black 306. Be nice if it had some tints, but I mean, if you got it seized as it is, it's probably best he lays off the tints, at least for a while. Then moving on, we have A lovely voucher. We have, I believe it's a T series, I'm not too sure, but it's a 70th anniversary livery with a Lemkin, I think it's a one pass, I'm not too sure, a sea drill on the back. Heading into town, give it a wash off, or going in for tea. And then we've got 4220 with Pottinger cultivator heading behind him. So these two have just been planting and cultivating in a couple of fields. So now they're heading into the town for either a late lunch or an early dinner or early tea. But they've just been doing a day of planting there. So that voucher is very nice. I love this sort of sparkly red. If I'm not mistaken, it's quite similar to the black ones the contractors used to have. I think that was a Q series, so it's slightly bigger. But yeah, and that fast track is very nice as well. But they're just heading into town there. So yeah, so it was the video guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and bye.